that one of the big stories today is tires. How will teams manage tire wear on this rough old abrasive surface? At Las Vegas in 2 weeks, the drivers say it's as smooth as glass. But here at Rockingham, it's more like running over a canyon. Jeff Hammond has more on tire wear here at the Rock.
This track is so rough, it literally eats tires for lunch. Look at this wood rasp. We'll show you what it does to the tire. It goes across through here, creates the marbles, just like it would be around the racetrack. Now, in a 50-lap run, these tires will slow down 2 seconds and lose grip. When they lose grip, they create a situation that could occur at a hot spot that he's standing by.
23-year-old Kasey Kahne is a star on the rise. He'll start third today. He's replacing a legend, Bill Elliott, in that 9 car. But his crew chief, Tommy Baldwin, gave him an egg, made him carry it around for 2 days and said, this is your friend, as in, put it between your foot and the pedal. Jeannie Zelasco.
Beautiful day for racing here today.
At the track temperature, 88 degrees, that's hotter than it's been the entire time we've been here. Really going to make these cars slide around, losing that grip.
Here we go, DW.
All right, boys, let's go racing. It's Sunday. Boogity, 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 boys.
Just like yesterday in the Busch race, Ryan Newman on the bottom of the 12 car. He gets the run off turn 2. Jamie McMurray, our winner yesterday in the 42 car, falls in behind him, running second. Right now on fresh tires, these guys will be running right around the bottom of the racetrack. Newman will get his 5 bonus points for leading left here on the first lap.
McMurray conserving nothing, goes for the lead on the inside, turn 1.
He's in the 42 car. Looks like he picks up the throttle so much earlier in the middle of the corner than Ryan Newman in the 12.
He's just got a knack for this racetrack. 4 straight Busch wins here, one again yesterday, and he is on a tear.
He has that confidence.
59-year-old Joe Ruckman took 2 laps in the James Finch 09 and has pulled that car to the garage area.
Hey, Mike, it took Jamie McMurray exactly 3 laps to say, guys, I'm loose already. His spotter, Lord Lanier, said, nice and easy does it. And we said, in 10 laps, those tires will drop off by a full second. Matt Yoakum.
Easy took a lap and a half for Ryan Newman to tell his crew chief, Matt Borland, that his 12 car is tight all the way around this racetrack. It was both loose and tight during the final practice session. Some changes have helped. They still have some work to do.
This group right here, Jimmy Johnson in the 48, Elliott Sadler in the 38, we're riding here with Robby Gordon in the 31. They're in desperation right now. They're stuck back in traffic. We're only 11 laps into this run. They're already a half a lap down to the leader.
You cannot linger in the back. You've got to get going. I think Robby got up in the wall here somewhere over there off of turn 2, probably. Let's see if we can see. Well, here he is. He's up in that kind of that transition area we were talking about, and smacks that wall right there where it sticks out.
He's coming off DW's hot spot.
He just hit it.
First caution of the day comes at 39 laps. Ken Schrader, the Schwann's Food Service Dodge, hitting the wall in turn 2.
Did he get a little nerf over there, Larry?
And there he is right there. That's Kenny Schrader in the 49 car. I'm sorry I missed him there.
I'm not so sure he didn't get a little nerf from that 30 car.
One tire at least went across pit road and was hit by the nose of one of the cars about 4th or 5th in line there.
That does a lot of damage, man, I'm telling you.
We'll wait and find out whose.
Whoa, red wheel.
And one in the grass. Let's see who lost one.
Looked like that may have come from Jeremy Mayfield, the 19 car.
I believe it did.
Yeah.
John Andretti in the 1 hit it.
Wow, look at that thing.
The one I saw was further down at the curve in turn number 1.
With interliner, that's about 75 pounds bouncing up and down there.
It can do some serious damage.
Boing, boing. Watch it jump over that wall. Boing.
There was another one further down pit road, and we'll try to see which car hit it with the right front of the air dam.
Mike, that was a huge break for Derek Cope, Brendan Gaughan, John Andretti, Kevin Harvick in particular, and Kevin LePage. There you see John Andretti, the damage on the right front of his nose that was done by that tire from Jeremy Mayfield.
We're going to go back to green with Jeff Gordon leading, Jamie McMurray, Kasey Kahne, Dale Jarrett, Ryan Newman, Earnhardt Jr., Wallace, Kenseth, Ward Burton, and Sterling Marlin, the top 10.
There you see with our Fox tracks, their speed builds going down the backstretch into turn 3, over 160 miles per hour.
10th place battle, Jeff Green. You see the damage on the right front of his number 43 from hitting that tire, but it hasn't hurt the car. He just went by Sterling Marlin on the low side to take up 10th. Here's what happened on pit road. You see that tire at the top of the screen. Rusty misses it. Jeremy and Kenseth miss it. There's a car inside of Jeff Green, so he's got to go wide, and he collects it.
But you know what? With the spoiler change, that might not be a bad thing to have happen to your nose. It might take a little downforce off of that bad boy and maybe make his car better.
The water temperature gauge is broken. The oil temperature running high. They brought the car in, they cooled it off, and Jeremy says it's running a lot better now.
The hometown hero, Kyle Petty from nearby Randleman, crashes and tries to bring that car around to pit road.
Caution is out.
Yeah, hard swipe of the wall, so at lap 52, we're under the second caution. Ryan Newman out first in front of Jeff Gordon, Rusty Wallace, Dale Jarrett, and Matt Kenseth. Here's why we're under caution. At lap 52, the 45 of Kyle Petty.
I have to look at that from another angle.
Did he get together with Johnny Sauter?
Yeah, they definitely got together, but I'm not sure. Sometimes those cars will get together like that. It'll hit your left front wheel, and it'll just take the car right out. You just lose control of the car.
From our hood pin cam on board Johnny Sauter.
Yeah. He just came off of turn 2 over there. You don't have enough room to really come off underneath somebody. He got into the side of him and bounced it into the wall.
I love it when we put these cool new cameras in just the right places. Sorry about that. Second caution of the day for Kyle Petty. The race is temporarily off for Jeff Burton. During this caution, he pulled his 99 behind the wall to replace the radiator. We're getting set to go back to green. Robby Gordon is the leader. Andy Hillenberg, car 80, got the pardon and the free pass around. He was first a lap down when that caution came out. Here we go. Petty was able to stay on the lead lap, and so did Ken Schrader from his earlier bump with the wall that brought out the first caution of the day. The only cars in the garage, Kirk Shelmerdine and Joe Ruttman. Neither of those cars were in the final practice, made a brief appearance, and gone home.
There's right here, although I think Ryan's car is better than Robby Gordon in the 31, this is just those 8 or 9 laps difference in sets of tires.
Yeah, and you see Rusty there creeping in the picture. Rusty, he's been fast all weekend, Larry. He qualified well. He was fast in both happy hour practices. But the cat that's really on the move is that yellow car right there in the 4th place.
That'll be Matt Kenseth, the defending Cup champion, coming from 25th starting spot. And moving right up with him, Dale Jarrett.
Larry Carter, his new crew chief. The plan as we go for the lead, the plan now is to let Carter make the strategy decisions. Rusty is going to still make the decisions about what to do with the car in terms of tires, change them, don't change them, that kind of thing.
Check to see if we have damage. It looks good. The front end looks good. No problems with the front end. The back end got hit a little bit, Jeremy. What do you see?
Just pushed in on the right side just a little bit. We'll be okay.
The front end's okay, Kurt.
Everything looks good.
As Kurt just was concerned about the front end of his race car, you handle a little damage on the rear of your car. It does not affect it that much, but that front end being damaged will definitely change the way that car drives.
What you are, just work that
for the lead.
Smooth. You can do it.
Matt Kenseth underneath Jeff Gordon powers his way to the lead. He started 25th.
I honestly believe that man, Matt Kenseth, is going to try to show everybody I can win a championship and I can win a lot of races too.
And DW, this is getting past the 70 lap mark on these tires, so that's pretty good run on these tires.
Yeah, you know, these guys there, you know how it is. Here comes the leader.
And I'll tell you, it was close. And there, once again, Brendan Gaughan in the 77 new tires. He almost ran over Matt Kenseth as he was just trying to get on the pit road.
Michael Waltrip's in, Ward Burton, and Mark Martin.
Yeah, Michael was up to 7th place there, and his car was really, really good on that long run.
The Killer Bees go to work on Matt Kenseth's car.
Comes Kevin Harvick in the 29. We got Kenny Schrader, who missed pit road.
And so is the 48 car. He's hit something.
And the caution is out. The
48
caution
car,
is out.
looks to me like 48 car got into the back of the 49.
Well, I think, Darrell, he couldn't get stopped quick enough. He couldn't get stopped quick enough and had to spin the car to keep from hitting Kenny Schrader.
Michael took off, took a piece of equipment with him. The wedge adjusting wrench sits right there in the left rear, and that will be a penalty stop.
Field's frozen. We'll hit it past the start-finish line as soon as the caution comes out, and we were rolling. Step 4.
Now they are questioning where they will line up based on when the caution came out.
Yeah, because if the field is frozen, so if Michael was ahead of Dale Jarrett as he left pit road, then he won't lose a lap.
See what happened to Jimmy Johnson and Ken Schrader in the 49.
He did get into the back of
him, yeah.
And Kenny Schrader looked like was maybe trying to slow down, maybe to get to pit road.
Schrader's up a little high right there. Yeah, see, Schrader should have been down lower on the racetrack, and that's a hard lick for Jimmy Johnson.
And the Lowe's Chevrolet looks done for the day. Jimmy's okay. Welcome back to Rockingham, the Subway 400. A wedgie for Kasey Kahne.
Yeah, that little thing right there does not belong there.
And, you know, we talked about this in the opening, making mistakes on pit road. He came in third. This is going to put him all the way back at the tail end of the longest line, and we've got about 20 cars on the lead lap.
Now here's Kevin Harvick coming to the pits. He passes the cones to the right up there, which are the commitment line. Once you pass those cones, you are committed to pit.
And what happened, his spotter was heads up, saw the wreck starting to happen, and said, stay out, stay out. Kevin did exactly what he should have done.
And as Larry mentioned, Jimmy Johnson may fall out of that NASCAR top 10 for the first time in 2.5 seasons. Jeannie?
Off the track, Mike Joy. Jimmy, what happened out there?
We pitted first and put some new tires on. Was trying to make up some track position. Car was really loose before that, and just flying up through the field, and everybody's trying to pit, and Schrader was in the third lane through the center of 3 and try to get down to the apron from there. And from my vantage point coming in the corner, I thought he was staying on the track, and then he comes down and comes across trying to get to pit road. I hate it, no hand signals or anything down the straightaway, and I know there's a lot of last-minute decisions going on to pit and when not to pit, but he started in the third lane, and the next thing I know, he was in front of me, and I tried to miss him and clipped him and then pounded the outside wall. So just a shame for the Slows team, and definitely a way that we didn't want to start the season, but there's still a lot of races left.
We're glad physically you're doing okay, but the string of consecutive top 5 finishes comes to an end at 7. Dick?
Kevin Harvick will restart at the tail end of the longest line because he went past that commitment line and then cut back out onto the racetrack. If instead he had cut out here before those cones, it would have been legal, but because he was after the commit line, he is penalized to the tail end of the longest line on this restart.
Kenseth in the 17, he's actually going to start second in line on the outside line behind Jeff Gordon in the 24. Reason being, Jeff Gordon's on the tail end of the lead lap because he did not come back to pit road. With that said, what do you think, Mike? Let's crank it up.
Kenseth, Jeff Gordon battle, Dale Jarrett looking on as it's on for the lead.
I just really believe, just watching Matt drive today, he's driving hard, and I really think he took a lot of heat for winning the championship. Oh, the 18 car slow right in the middle of the field.
Almost gets run over by John Andretti. Everybody clears it.
Almost got run over by his teammate, Tony Stewart, the 20 car.
That was huge. But I really see an intensity in Matt that I haven't seen before. I mean, I see a drive in him that I haven't seen before.
See right there how much Bobby Labonte's off the pace, down below 100 miles per hour. He will be coming to pit road, some sort of problem on that 18 car.
He was lucky not to have a flat back end of the car when he slowed dramatically. Let's show it to you.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't get the hind wheels lifted off the ground right here because he was up in the middle of the field and everybody was going left and right.
He's on the high side of the racetrack, and he's trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack. Gets into Kasey Mears, the 41 car.
There's where he cut his little tire down, buddy.
Kasey's right front, to Bobby's left rear.
And I tell you, I looked down and I said, Michael, where are you going? And of course, look at this, bam, bam, bam. And of course, Tony's a lap down, so he's trying to get by these cats to get up there to get a lap back. So that was some intense racing right there.
And Mark Martin in the 6 back there saying, what are you guys going to do?
A bunch of ping pong balls.
Kasey Kahne, Elliott Sadler in the 38. This is for 8th place.
And I'm going to tell you, Kasey Kahne in that 9 car, they have recovered nicely from that wedge wrench left in the back window a while ago where they had to go the tail end of the longest line. They were back in 20th. Now he just moves into 8th position. But I'm going to tell you, one car that's going backwards and one car that's going to the front. Jamie McMurray in the 42 car. We're looking at Ryan Newman in the 12 first. He's starting to slide backwards. He's back in 7th position. But a car that really gets stronger, I think, on those long runs is Jamie McMurray in that 42 car.
Larry Foyt.
Well, you know what's wrong? They got the dadgone catch can man trying to do about 5 jobs. He's got to hold catch cans. He's got to put wedge in. He's got to do about 15 things back there, and he can't get it all done.
It was only left side tires, and he only had about 2 or 3 laps on him right after that restart
on pit road.
Yeah, he was about to get lapped again, Darrell. So Tony takes the Home Depot Chevy down the pit lane.
See, he's doing exactly what I would do. He's already 2 laps down. You know, why stay out there? The thing's not driving good. Come get some tires.
And we're flat left rear?
Yep.
Which they're going to go ahead and change for because we already are about 60 or 65 laps into this run.
The 4th caution of the day at the North Carolina Speedway, Larry Foyt, just after a pit stop, slid up and into the wall in turn number 1. That puts us under caution. Let's show you some caution flag pit stops from among the 17 cars on the lead lap, starting with Kenseth and Rusty Wallace.
Pretty much are all 4 tire stops. Remember, these guys were only about 10 or 15 laps away from coming to pit road anyhow. 4 tires, full of fuel, and adjustments.
And we just got halfway in the race, guys.
Jarrett McMurray is in. You watch Kurt Busch and Sterling Marlin go by. Dale Jarrett, Ryan Newman, Kasey Kahne, Scott Wimmer.
And we talked earlier, not that many laps ago, that Jeff Gordon should be the beneficiary of it. But the problem is, Matt Kenseth just had lapped the 01 of Joe Nemechek and the 30 of Johnny Sauter. So that put Jeff Gordon actually behind those guys that was a lap down. So he don't get to go around. Johnny Sauter, who just got lapped, gets the free pass.
Thanks, Matt. This will be an interesting restart because look who's trying to get a lap back on the inside. Tony Stewart, Joe Nemechek, Jeff Gordon. All lined up on that inside road trying to get a lap back from leader Matt Kenseth on this restart.
And this is when it gets really, really touchy, guys, because they're not going to cut the guys on the outside any slack. Matter of fact, they're going to try to push them up out of the way if they can.
And Tony Stewart's actually trying to get one of about 2 laps back. Remember, the reason he is 2 laps down, he just had made a green flag stop before that caution with a flat tire.
You're going to have to be beside the guy if you're going to push him up out of the way.
Robby Gordon,
here we go. 3 wide down into turn 3. Well, only momentarily. Yeah. You either are momentarily or you don't make it. I think Jamie's got the best car. He got held up there a little bit with Robby Gordon and some of the lap traffic, but he's looking mighty fast. Whoa, smoke out of Jarrett. He just blew. A little puff of smoke. I just saw it blow up.
Something just happened.
Sure.
No problem, Mark. We're coming in.
There's
the motor.
Tough break for the defending champion of this race as he coasts across the start-finish line.
No, motor's running. It's either transmission or the rear end. Pull off on the end of the wall down here.
It sounds like the motor's running, DW, but he has no acceleration, no power to the rear wheels for whatever reason.
I saw a puff of smoke, and it could have come out from under the car, but it looked like it came out the tailpipes to me.
Well, it looked like to me it's coming out of the right side tailpipes right there.
I think on further review, that... Yeah.
Jeff?
Guys, right now we're listening to Dale Jarrett talk about his problems. He says the engine's running, but he thinks he has a problem with either the transmission or the gear and what it could be going on. And again, we're just speculating here, but if something hasn't happened internally, it could have happened somewhere maybe in this area right here with the main drive. A lot of times you may have a tendency to have a problem where this thing will break. As you can see, it connects into the back of the engine, and this exactly is what drives the entire drivetrain all the way back to the rear gear.
Yeah, but Jeff, if you could see what we see, that doesn't usually make you smoke out your tailpipes.
And NASCAR must have saw something as well, because the caution is out.
Left side's going out. Matt Kenseth's forward. He's going to beat his teammate down pit road. He said the last set of tires, which only had 12 laps on them, were a little more free. He didn't want to make any significant adjustments, just a half a pound air pressure adjustment change in the right rear steam.
Well, Jamie McMurray just getting off of pit road, Matt. He's complaining about the car being a little bit too loose, but that time they didn't make any major adjustments. Also, to follow up on Dale Jarrett, he's just been pushed back towards the garage.
Yo. Yeah, I'm just relaying a message here. Two-car wants to know if he can get 5 points when we come back to green.
Yeah, let's see how it plays out. I mean, it's quicker than I am. I need to keep up. I'll let him have it, but if he starts dropping back, I'm not going to slow myself up.
Alrighty, I'll relay the message.
What Rusty's wanting to do is lead a lap and get those 5 points for leading.
I believe if I was Matt, I would just kind of, he said what I would say. If he can get up here and pass me, I'll let him, but I'm not going to pull over and let him.
Because if he pulls over and let Rusty go by, he may end up letting other cars go by him. That car likes being out front right now.
Yeah, Dale Jarrett surrounded by media. This time last year, you were in victory lane. Can you take us through what happened out there?
Yeah, everything was fine, and then I came off of turn 2 in the gas, and it just quit running. So something happened in the engine. So rare that we have anything happen in that department, but some days are like that.
Absolutely. I know that you're saying it's a little rare, but maybe for the viewers at home seeing the Roush and Yates engine going in the Daytona 500, we're seeing a problem here. Any relation at all that you might think?
Yeah, I can't imagine that's got anything to do with it. You'll have to talk to Doug and Robert Yates about the engine stuff, but I can't imagine that had anything. Doug and his people are still going wide open there as they normally are, so just one of those unfortunate things. We had a really good race car. That was the main thing.
All right, thanks for the time.
Tommy, how's your driver doing with that imaginary egg between his foot and the gas pedal, and how are you doing adjusting the race car for him?
He's doing really good. I mean, we seem to be spotting the field a lot of positions. We're not doing a very good job on pit road yet today, but I got faith in the guys. And you know, the Dodge UAW Dodge dealer's car is it's running really good on the long runs. We just got to get a couple long runs here. I think we got a shot at it.
Do you carry the egg to Vegas?
Oh yeah, no, it's hammered down in Vegas. Totally different place here.
Of course, Rusty Wallace running fourth, Kahne trying to catch him, and there goes Kasey Kahne moving past the veteran Rusty Wallace, who's trying to end that 99 race winless streak. Let's get a quick update.
Hey, Chris, we just heard Kasey Kahne talking to his crew chief, Tommy Baldwin. He said the track is getting tighter. Big track.
Holy cow, the car upside down on the back straightaway.
Carl Long has crashed hard and collected Bobby Labonte in the process.
Man, Carl's car just took a wild tumble. There's Bobby Labonte.
The blue car in front, 46.
46.
Somebody hits.
Oh, he just gets hooked.
Yeah.
Look, Brendan Gaughan got into the back of Joe Nemechek in the 01. Brendan Gaughan in the 77.
And Carl Long goes for the wild ride.
And that's all on driver's side right there, sliding down the racetrack. Now she starts to tumble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 5.5, 6 times.
And almost landed on top of Bobby Labonte. Jeannie?
Although, guys, Bobby Labonte isn't really complaining too much. He says there's really not a lot of front end damage. He says, certainly I have some flat tires. I'm going to have to go behind the wall.
Tear-offs off Matt Kenseth's Ford. They're also going to make a slight air pressure adjustment in that right rear, and he will beat his teammate, the 97, off pit road, Steve.
Matt, Jamie McMurray saying his car is loose off the corners. They've already made a chassis adjustment, a wedge adjustment, 4 tires.
And Jeannie is with the driver of the 46, Carl Long.
Yeah, Carl Long, first thing I said to you, I was glad to see that you're doing okay here. One of the most wild rides I think people have seen here at Rockingham.
Well, I'm glad to give them the highlight reel show to him, but it won't do too much for me racing much anymore. That was the only Cup car I had right now, and I don't know exactly what happened out there. I thought I'd give everybody room and was just trying to ride and finish a race and basically racing Andy Hillenberg and trying to get any other positions I could get. And without a sponsor and without any help, that wasn't the way I wanted to finish today. I don't know who somebody on the other Cup teams, they give me some scuffed tires and stuff, so I owe somebody for 4 wheels now.
All right, but you got a website and he's taking donations. Larry?
Yeah, Jeannie, I mean, it breaks my heart. DW, you'll relate to this. I mean, he works a regular job. He's the car chief for David Starr's Craftsman Truck Series team. He said he looked at the entry list earlier in the week, saw there didn't have a lot of entries, drugged this car out, got some friends to help him get it down here. He bought the engines from Petty Enterprises over 2 years ago. It hadn't had valve springs put on it in over a year, and it just breaks your heart to see. We may not know when he'll be back racing because, as he said, this is his only race car.
And he's a really good kid. I mean, I worked with him over at Charlotte a couple years ago, and he let me drive his car in the 600. Got a big heart, good kid, unfortunately.
Matt Kenseth to bring him around for a restart at lap 279, and we'll crank it up for you.
Confidence in McMurray. I just watched him run those bush races here, 4 of them, and he's won in with three different cars and 3 different teams. I don't see why he couldn't do that again today.
3 drivers in history have won both the Busch race and the Cup race on the same weekend at Daytona. Bobby Allison, Darrell Waltrip, and last week Dale Earnhardt Jr. Nobody has ever done the weekend double here at the Rock. And speaking of lead, let's see if it changes here.
Now, Larry, you know that 17 car normally on the long run is pretty good, usually at the end of a long run, and that's where we are right now.
And I tell you, I think that's where the 9 car, Kasey Kahne, has been so good on the long run. And I just look at everything that kid has overcome today with that wedge wrench, the penalty, and now he's back up here battling for the lead with these guys.
And here comes Kenseth.
And this is 71 laps.
And the 9's coming with him. They're coming together. That's a smart move.
And Jamie McMurray in the 42 car, he can't be far behind. He'll give up way too much ground.
I think Michael may have run it. No, he's gotten down on the apron like he ran out of fuel.
But he just had been to pit road. Matt, I believe there's a problem.
Robby Reiser waited until the 15 car Michael Waltrip hit it, so Matt Kenseth, there's a crash.
Robby Gordon has crashed in the back straightaway, and somebody's going to get caught out.
But big break for Jamie McMurray, who has not been to pit road yet. Big break for him.
Well,
and a tough break for Kenseth and Kahne.
Well, it could be. The field is frozen. When the caution comes out, it's frozen, so we've got to figure out where everybody is.
Not for the better Scott Riggs. His Chevy's being pushed to the garage. And Michael Waltrip is maybe coasting to a stop here. Let's see what happened to bring out this caution.
Oh, Robby gets loose off of turn 2. And look. He's up on his side and almost goes over.
That's on the exit of DW's hot spot.
That's it. Well, it's that transition there. There's a little hump there that just kind of throws the car sideways. 2 cars in one day here getting up on the side like that is very unusual. Look at that. If he had had a car under him like Carl Long did, he'd have rolled too.
Change in air pressure adjustment to help the tightness. They're also going to fix some issue on the last stop. They took it out when they're supposed to put it in, so they put it back in this time.
Steve Burns.
And Mike, just to update, Jamie McMurray just got his service. They took a ½ pound out of the right rear tire. He's still complaining that the car's a little bit on the loose side. And they also decided not to put 2 cans of gas in, hoping that just one will affect the handling in a positive way for Jamie McMurray.
So McMurray will line up behind the 2 cars that were on pit road when the caution flag waved, but were adjudged to have been on the lead lap. Steve is in the middle of that.
All right, thanks, Mike. With Donnie Wingo. Donnie, what is NASCAR saying about how you're positioned in terms of scoring?
I don't understand. I don't understand how you can pit on the green and get your lap back and still be ahead of the guys that didn't pit under the green, and pit under caution. I just don't understand how they can put them ahead of them. I don't understand what they're doing. I don't understand it.
And you know what, guys? I agree with Donnie Wingo. We've been documenting all day long. It's hard to make a green flag stop here, change 4 tires, maintain 45 miles per hour, and not go 1 lap down, but almost 2 laps down. And here these guys are in front of Jamie McMurray that had not even been to pit road under green.
Well, technically, the answer to Donnie's question is the caution came out. They pitted before you did. They pitted before the pits were closed for the caution, and of course before they were reopened again. It's a very odd thing to try to explain, but the fact is their stop was done before yours.
Yeah, well, it was perfect timing. The caution fell just right for the 17 and the 9 because they were in the pits when the caution came out.
Right.
The field is frozen. No more racing. That's one of the things about the not racing back to the yellow. You stop or you slow down right where you are. And they came out at the back of the leaders, but then the leaders had to make their pit stops.
When you pit under green, you normally lose a lap or two here. Those cars had pitted, but at the instant the caution had come out, they had not yet been lapped.
Exactly.
At the instant of caution is what puts Matt Kenseth and Kasey Kahne into the lead. Can they hold off? Jamie McMurray, Sterling Marlin, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Rusty Wallace, Ryan Newman, Kurt Busch, and Ward Burton. Those are the lead lap cars as we get set for this restart with 30 to go.
That's what I'm thinking. 30 to go. It's going to get good now.
And Kenseth has been excellent on restarts all day long. It's a huge jump just about every time.
Of course, Kasey Kahne in the 9, Jamie McMurray in the 42. They're going to have to contend with Mark Martin in the 6 and Jeremy Mayfield in the 19, which are a lap down.
Look at how far out there Kenseth gets, just off of turn 2 and down the back. Pulls out there about 15 car lengths.
His teammate Mark Martin in the 6 pulls up in front of Kasey Kahne in the 9, and Matt Kenseth just continues to drive away.
I think for Kenseth, preparation has just met opportunity. Well, Darrell, it's a 30-lap sprint. What do you think the chances are of Jamie McMurray being able to run down Matt Kenseth as 30 laps wind up?
Matt's car's been pretty decent even in the get-go, from the get-go all the way through a run, whereas Jamie and Kasey have been a little bit better on the long run, so I think that Kenseth's in pretty darn good shape.
I was going to say Jamie McMurray's first obstacle is going to be Kasey Kahne in that 9 car, because Kasey looks like he's getting off the corner much better than Jamie McMurray in the 42 right now.
Now, the restart had Kenseth alongside his Roush Racing teammate, Martin Martin. And we're now been told that Martin and his owner and crew chief have been called to what we formerly knew as the big red truck after the race, what we now know as
the Oval Office. If you look on the side of the truck, it's got a big oval on it. We race on the oval. Seemed like the perfect name to me, the Oval Office.
I like it.
You go there and you have a little summit meeting. Doesn't matter who's what administration's in, it always works.
Let's go back and have a look at that restart, Darrell. What NASCAR asks the lap cars to do is show respect for the cars on the lead lap when you restart.
See anything wrong here? They both take off together. Got good speed through the corner. Now possibly right here with the bent up front end, he should have probably dropped down out of the way right there.
I think that's probably what they were talking about right here, and even through 3 and 4.
But as you can see, for
I give that a 50-50. I think if Kasey Kahne had had a better restart, Mark wouldn't have been able to pull up in front.
And here's the thing about Mark Martin, he shows no favors. I know that Matt's his teammate, but I just don't. Mark's not that kind of guy. We're tightening up here for the lead. I'm telling you, it's getting closer and closer for those front 3 right there.
Oh, yeah, this is not over.
And they're also coming up on some lap cars, and we know they can play a factor in this thing, especially near the later laps of the race.
And something I don't think I've ever seen in NASCAR racing. The starter will not wave the checkered flag. Our Grand Marshal for a day, John Cyrus, our contest winner, is going to get to do it. But who's he going to wave it over?
Right now, he don't know.
I think it's going to be a photo finish.
There's McMurray, pulls right up to the back of Kasey Kahne in the 9 car. Now he's moved his car to the top the last 2 laps in 3 and 4. They drive off into 1. They cannot see now. The sun's right in their eyes.
2 crew chiefs looking on. Robbie Reiser, Tommy Baldwin. 2 to go. 3 cars that could win it.
Boy, the 9 got a great run off the 2 that time. He went up a little high, but he couldn't carry it all the way off. Had to get out of the throttle a tiny bit over there off the 2.
Look, McMurray looks like he's going to go to the bottom this time. This is where he's been so good.
That's where he should have been. I would have gone to the bottom sooner if I'd have been him.
He
just like yesterday.
The pass. White flag this time. 1 to go, boys.
All right, somebody's got to go different. Can't all go the same way.
Kenseth went low in 1. Changes lanes. Here comes Kahne on the outside.
Just can't quite man it right there off of turn 2.
McMurray almost hit the wall exiting 2 and drops back.
Yeah, he lost a lot of ground right there. Last time through 3 and 4, though.
Here they
Kahne goes to the bottom.
Kahne comes to the bottom.
He gets a run. He's got a good run on him.
Side by side to the line. Kenseth.
Told you it'd be a Moco finish.
Matt Kenseth wins the Subway 400. His 8th career win.
1/100th of a second.
That was a great, but you know, that was really smart on Kahne's part. He saved his best for the last lap, the last turn. Kasey's around here. He's talking to do me some donuts.
You know what? He should.
Well, as rookie of the race, he's entitled. Look at that finish.
Ever so close.
And as they cross the line, Jack Roush knows.
Got the hat nose.
Jack says, I think we got him.
You know, starting in the back has not been a disadvantage here. Neil Bonnet won here in '88 from 30th. Bobby Hamilton won from 28th. Johnny Benson's victory came from 26th. And 2 years ago, Matt Kenseth won here from 25th. Today, he started 23rd. He'll go to victory lane. A great finish for Kasey Kahne. We'll be back with more NASCAR on Fox.
And he asked his team 3 different times, are you sure that I won? Each time they said, yes, it's a photo finish, but you are the winner for the first time in 34 races. Matt Kenseth goes to victory lane. A hug by car owner Jack Roush. Matt, you said on the radio that was the most fun you've ever had in a race car, period.
Oh, it was a blast. The end was a little stressful. Everybody's been asking me about rookies this year. I said, man, you got to watch out for Kasey Kahne. He's kind of a sleeper. But it was a great day for our DeWalt car. I got to thank our sponsors real quick. DeWalt, Smirnoff Ice, Triple Black, Carhartt, GE Lex Lane, all the guys that help us out. But our Ford Taurus was stuck good today, and I just had a blast. You know, everybody at the Roush engine department and the Yates engine department, everybody combining that has done such a great job. We just got awesome engines. We got a better body this year, and I think you're going to see a lot of this year. Maybe not for me, but I think from all the Roush boys. This is a good way to start it off.
Now, you asked 3 times how close it was. Let's take a look at the monitor. You can just see how close that finish was, Matty.
Yeah, I think we needed every bit of the power we had there at the end. I knew he was going to be close, and I didn't want to spin the tires off at 4, and he was getting air off my door there, and I just tried to stay away from him. But I probably should have pulled down a little bit, but it was a close race. But these guys have worked hard for this, and feels good to be here. This is for everybody who says we couldn't lead laps and win races. This feels good.
Sure is. 5 straight top 10s here at the Rock, including the win today. Steve?
Thanks, Matt. With Kasey Kahne, you guys battled back from a bad pit stop. This is the longest race you've ever run. Tell us about the battle with Matt Kenseth.
It was fun. You know, we came close there. I knew I had, you know, I thought I was a little better than him in the open, but when I was up, you know, right up behind him, it was tough to get a good run on him, and it was close though. I mean, I tried to set him up down here, and you know, it came as close as we could, but it definitely a good day for the Dodge dealers, UAW Dodge. You know, we were up and down on the pits. We'd come out a few spots behind, a few spots forward, and you know, we fought our way back all day long. So it was pretty cool. It's you know, a lot better finish than yesterday in the Great Cooks car. We were good there too, but you know, didn't finish the race. But definitely today was a highlight.
Nice job, Dick Berggren.
With Jamie McMurray, a hard-fought third-place finish. What were those last few laps like?
Just out of control. That was a good time. I mean, getting to race that hard for 30 laps. Typically, you try to conserve your tires here for first part of a run, then so you have some at the end. But just that's a good time, sliding out of control.
Congratulations on a nice run to Genie.
The series champ beats a talented rookie by 100th of a second. I don't know, Darrell, does it get any better than this?
Well, I think it just shows how great NASCAR racing is. And we ran 400 miles here, about almost 4 hours, and the winner wins the race by this much. I don't know of any other series in the world that can run the kind of races we run, put on the show. We put on the top 3 right there all together, throw a blanket over them.
Forget tire management. Sorry, Larry, this was run and gun.
Yeah, I mean, with 30 to go, it's all over with as far as tire management. But I tell you, I'm pretty impressed with Dale Earnhardt Jr. I think this was a big question coming here after winning the Daytona 500. Could he back up that win at a place that he struggled so much, and he did it? Maybe it was strategy, call it whatever you want, but he did it today, another top 5 finish.
Here's a look as Dale Earnhardt Jr. retains the lead. Matt Kenseth, Kasey Kahne, Jamie McMurray, Sterling Marlin, a Ford, 3 Dodges, and a Chevrolet. Then the Penske cars, Newman and Wallace, Kurt Busch's Ford, Ward Burton and Jeff Gordon in Chevys.
pretty good job for Mark there in 12th place with that old beat-up front end he had on that car. Brendan Gaughan down there, got a good finish.
What a great show. What a great day for Series champ Matt Kenseth. And we'll see you in 2 weeks at Las Vegas. Here's Chris Myers to close us out.
Yeah, coming up, we'll take a look at the points, and coming up on Fox, my big, fat, obnoxious tire changer. No, I just want to make sure you're paying attention. Actually, more fine programming as we look at the tight race. Kenseth within 7 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the points, and of course, former Rookie of the Year, of course, points champion last year, Matt Kenseth, a terrific finish, holding off Kasey Kahne.
Oh, man, I tell you right now, you don't get much better than this as far as I'm concerned, but this is what makes this race.